Hello and welcome to Purchase Broadcast Studios. I'm your host, Elaine Tamboya.
And I'm your co-host, Ben Lind.
On today's show, we'll go behind the scenes at Purchase College Food Pantry, talk to those who voted on campus in Tuesday's election, and explore the connection between physical fitness and academics.
Then we'll visit local libraries to discuss how libraries' role is changing and the new safety policies at the Stud.
Let's dig in.
Each semester, it seems more and more students are complaining about being hungry on campus. Either they feel that the school's meal plans aren't doing enough, or that groceries are just too expensive. The Purchase Food Pantry, however, can make eating on campus a little bit easier, and the food is flying off the shelves. It sees why students are taking advantage of the pantry, and why now more than ever, where this found popularity came from. This report filed by Purchase Studio correspondent Sophia Castro Astor.
About a year ago, the food pantry was located in the library. Now, it's right next to Starbucks, one of the busiest spots on campus. The increased foot traffic has brought a lot more people, and many are happy to take advantage of all the free options. All students have to do is fill out a USDA form, then they're welcome to take whatever they want. The pantry, which accepts donations throughout the entire year, is stocked with a variety of snacks, non-perishables, produce, canned goods, and hygiene products. Sometimes they will even stock prepared food in their fridge if the school has leftovers. These items have been flying off the shelves faster than ever before.
We've about tripled how many people we used to have when we were in the library, so we're definitely seeing a lot more people come in every day. We do have a social media intern who's been working to try to just raise awareness of what we do on campus. So she posts pretty often, pretty frequently, just to let people know about the different types of things that are there, our hours, that type of thing. I'm starting to feel like our people knowing about us seems to be going up. So I don't know if it's social media. I don't know if it's the broadcast email I send out about the mobile pantry. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it definitely seems like our profile is like getting more attention.
The pantry is also reaching a wider audience. On-campus students tend to take advantage of it the most, but commuters have been stopping by too.
I genuinely appreciate SUNY Purchase College and the other people behind this pantry for their assistance and for this help, because it actually genuinely both helps my family, and I'm pretty sure thousands of students that are currently residing in the dorms here at Purchase. I got some rice, some jelly, some spoons, traveling body wash for if you gotta travel to another state, Chef Boyardee mini ravioli, some I believe tomato soup as well. I say just take advantage of it if you can. It's like, who wouldn't want free stuff? Let's be honest. Who would pay $60 of groceries from Target, or hell, probably even hundreds of $200 worth, when you could just get them for free here? So take advantage of it.
The pantry is open 6 days a week. They accept both donations and requests for new items. You can find out more about hours, donations, or requesting items on the Purchase website.
I just want people to not be hungry. I just really I like the idea of people maybe finding new foods and learning new recipes, but really it comes down to I want people to not feel hungry on campus. I want them to feel like there's always a resource and there's always something accessible so that they don't have to be hungry.
Last Tuesday, Purchase Campus once again served as a polling site for Westchester County's local elections. While many Purchase students turned out to do their civic duty, a large number of Westchester County residents did as well. Needless to say, the Student Services building was bustling with people, eager to have their voices heard and make a change. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent was there to file this report.
Purchase's NYPIRG office is devoted to maintaining a student body of active and informed voters on campus. Especially with an important presidential election on the horizon next year, their student representatives are devoted to shaping a better future for the incoming generation.
My name is Rafaela Minsky. This is my first semester intern with NYPIRG. I am a political science major. I am a sophomore, my second year. We have been getting people to register, doing class reps, going class to class, doing tabling, in front of the hub, in front of the dining hall, just getting people like walking around. We just stop them and explain to them how important it is, the local representatives elections, and how we affect our campus. We registered around 350 students this year to register to vote.
I feel like voting is an important thing because like a lot of different stuff can happen and a lot of people are in power. You don't know if one year, I'm hoping that one of these upcoming years, a woman can be the president because that would be a perfect word for like the whole thing. Like this planet will be happy. I have a feeling about that.
Your voice matters. Vote.
Get your voice out.
Get your voice heard.
You matter. Everybody matters. Get your voice out. Go vote. Hit the polls. Go crazy at your local election.
Vote.
Westchester, New York City, Brooklyn, everywhere. Bronx, everywhere. Get your voice out.
I have a feeling that it is important to vote because I know all the presidents and all the people that people are allowed to be in the power they are really messed up somehow, and they do really bad stuff. But like every year, is like a different one and a different thing that gets done, and something different happens every year.
In a time as difficult as our own, it is refreshing to see that there are young people as devoted and resilient as these, making an attempt to steer us in the proper direction. Hopefully, their efforts will be reflected this time next year, when even more is at stake.
Today, we unlock the connection between physical fitness and academic success at SUNY Purchase. Can breaking a sweat in the gym lead to breaking through that academic barrier? We've got the answers. Join us as we explore the surprising link between fitness and achieving top grades. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Luva Roberts filed this report, and it's coming up next.
Hey there, Panthers. Good evening and welcome to SUNY Purchase News. In a 2013 study, Purdue University revealed a surprising correlation between hitting the gym and academic success. Our very own campus gym is under the spotlight as we explore the potential impact of fitness on student achievement. Since we all know hitting the gym is more than just a flex, it's a brain boost. Today we explore the link between pumping iron and acing exams. Because let's face it, the grind isn't just for the body, it's for the brain too.
I notice people's mental health is pretty good when they come to the gym. Especially, I always encourage my friends to come, and they always seem very happy. And they're like, okay, I'm going to do my work this time, and then I'm going to go to the gym with you at this time.
Trisha Zella Leone, Assistant Director for Student Development and Assessment at Purdue University, has uncovered a connection that goes beyond the weights and treadmills. She explains that students who work out at the gym at least once a week are more likely to earn a higher grade point average than students who visited less or not at all. Going to the gym is so much more than going to the gym. Students who are motivated by fitness and wellness tend to have better time management skills, and research shows that being fit is good for the mind. It all ties together. So we hit the ground running to see how fitness at SUNY Purchase isn't just shaping muscles, but shaping success in the classroom. What motivates you to engage in fitness activities?
To be the strongest in my bloodline. Honestly, like I like it, so I've been doing it for quite a while. I really like to pick a sport that I could just do solo. So the sport that I like to do is powerlifting, and I really like that because it's a very much a solo activity, especially if you're doing it yourself. But, hopefully one day I would like to get into like a powerlifting gym, maybe do a meet at one point. But I really like that you versus yourself type thing, especially like if everybody else is like busy. It's very much you can do that one-to-one activity.
The connection between physical well-being and academic achievements, it's not just a theory, it's a campus reality.
You can have like that correlation because fitness is definitely one of the motivators for your body. if you can do something like tasking, like exercise, like physical activity, like exercise or something else, or playing a sport, that'll definitely translate to your life later on or throughout your day, because you've already put your body through a lot of stress. So something remedial like academics or interpersonal relationships doesn't seem that scary. So for me, my major is screenwriting, playwriting, and it's very much a creative task. So if I can come in here and shut my brain off and just throw weights around like a monkey, I'll be good. So I really like that I could just shut my brain off in here, and then once I'm in the academic space, my brain clicks on again, and I can definitely switch on and off. And because I have it's very disciplined, encourage a lot of people to go take care of their physical well-being. And once you get that discipline, it'll translate to other things like academia, work, life, interpersonal life. So yeah, I would see there's a correlation in there, and it's very, it'll help, for sure.
From the weight room to the classroom, it's more than a trend. It's a lifestyle that translates into success. So Panthers, next time you hit the gym, remember, you're not just lifting weights, you're lifting your GPA. Keep sweating, keep studying, and keep reaching those academic heights.
The debate of whether or not a person should shop at big companies versus small has been going on for a long time. COVID was a major turning point when many people started acknowledging smaller companies and speaking up on unethical practices that bigger companies took part in. Shayna, our campus correspondent, took to the streets and went to the Stud Flea Market where students on campus can promote their businesses. Purchase broadcast correspondent Shayna Nelson filed this report.
Small businesses are important to support because their products are usually handmade, and so much detail goes into it, whereas large businesses have so much support at their disposal. So I decided to go to the Stud Flea Market where students can promote their small businesses at Purchase College.
It's really cool. This is something I never thought I would do, but it's so much fun to just show people a new thing. A lot of people don't think about crochet being something like this, but it's so fun. It's just so much fun. And it's fun to create things with your hands. I like these little things are so fun. They're just little trinkets, little cherries. They take 5 minutes, and it's just a great way to be creative. It's a great stress reliever for me. I just spend hours doing this. It's really cool. And then you have cool stuff.
The Stud Flea has everything you could want, from jewelry to crochet and clothes and many more.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, the overwhelming amount of support you get from students and your friends and stuff. I've been doing this for 3 years now. I've been making jewelry. I started really small. Little people on campus would come to me and just be like, oh, look how cute your stuff is. And it was crap. But now it's 3 years later, I've built an empire, and it's just it warms my heart being here. And people like you coming in, interviewing, it's so cute. I really, really love it. When I was a kid, my mom worked so much, so I stayed with her, and she had all this jewelry making stuff, beads and chain, and we would just sit there and do it. And then she passed away during quarantine, left me tons and tons of beads, and they were rotting in my closet until I got here, and I realized, oh my God, I can do art. I'm in an art school, I can do it. And I just started making it, and I followed what she used to do when I was a kid, and it really just kind of blossomed from there.
I took a trip over to Starbucks, one of the most popular and large businesses today. Starbucks is considered a staple in many lives, but the treatment of their workers is atrocious. On October 7, 2023, the Starbucks union posted a Twitter post supporting Palestine, stating, "Solidarity with Palestine." Many people have decided to boycott Starbucks because it chose to sue its union. However, many still purchase from Starbucks despite its support for genocide. The choice of supporting a billionaire company with no soul and a small business with morals should be an easy one. What's more important, coffee or lives?
Libraries have been seen for decades as centers of education and learning, where students go to study for the next exam, where youngsters go out to pick out their first book, or if people with a too much free time on their hands, or anyone who just wants a quiet place to expand their knowledge of the world. However, libraries have been seen increasingly in recent years as obsolete in an age where knowledge of every library known to man can be accessed with the tap of a screen or the click of a mouse. Though some push back against this notion, saying that libraries still have a place in our rapidly changing world. Purchase correspondent Ben Lynn with more.
Every town has one that thousands have passed through to take a book throughout the years for whatever reason they needed.
I gotta pop my 2 cents in because I could hear.
Though libraries have seen declining attendance in recent years due to multiple factors like the increasing use of computers and phones in our lives.
They are necessary for the community because they foster a lifelong love of learning, and because we also provide a safe space for community groups to meet, as well as resources for social services and other educational resources.
One space where everybody goes to like gather
and do work
learn.
and- yeah.
It's quiet space, safe space. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go up there and you can't get pictures?
Though they still have a use to many people, as libraries have places and spaces within them that many can use to relax, study, and learn about as many topics as they wish. These places also allow for people to gather for whatever reason they choose, like holding community events or study time, which proves to be popular with those who visit. So popular, in fact, that during the making of this, someone came up to us to tell that one of the city colleges removed their library, which proved to be unpopular with the students as they had nowhere to study, so they're protesting that the school add their library back. Along with this, libraries, including this one, have introduced new things to get more people involved, such as 3D printing.
The studio is pretty cool. We do a number of technology-based services. We do poster printers or poster prints. We do 3D prints of anything that is off of a website called Thingiverse. We also do engravings on both wood and glass objects. Libraries create a haven for young adults and adults alike to try different things, to learn, to read, to do work on their laptops in a quiet and safe space. I think our department is unique in that we are catering to a emerging population of people who want hands-on activities at libraries instead of just books. We're offering more and more services, which I think is very exciting.
Some say libraries are on their way out. This local library says otherwise. Benjamin Lind, Purchase Broadcasting.
From now on, when attending large student events, be sure you have your MORE card on you at all times. There's a new safety policy being enforced this year during high attendance weekends. Approaching the door, you will not only be required to present your student ID, but it will be scanned for approval. The new rule has students buzzing with various opinions on the necessity for security. To get a closer look on the situation, we sent out news correspondent Sophia Kalish to check out one of the craziest students' events of the year and the scoop on all things safety.
One of the most anticipated college weekends of the entire school year is none other than Halloween Weekend.
Here at Purchase, we take the spooky holiday very seriously, which calls for extravagant costumes, extreme makeup, and tons of fun planned from Thursday all the way until Tuesday. With all of the buzz, one could overlook the extensive amount of planning that goes into making sure these events go smoothly. Students have been discussing the safety and security at the Stude more than ever due to a new rule that requires the students to have their more cards scanned upon entry. The response to this has varied.
I think it's a bit too much because they would know that we go here because we hear about the Stude a lot, so.
Security has always been taken very seriously, especially on big party weekends. Usually you'll notice police cars overlooking the festivities, as well as lots of staff on watch. To get more input, I sat down with Thais Torres, the student activities coordinator of the Stude, to see what she had to say.
For any event where we're expecting large attendance, especially on the weekends, the formal policy is that we will be scanning more cards, and we ask that people bring their more cards to the Stude. We've had a lot of technical problems, so sometimes the system doesn't work, or people can't get access, or we can't get in. So then we just start checking them manually for that period of time. But that new initiative came from administration as a way to protect students. And if anybody is not allowed to be in the Stude and they are a current student here or they have a student ID for any reason, there would be a result on the computer screen that says that they're not allowed in the Stude. And so that's how we would make sure that anybody who is either not an active student or who has been found guilty through Title IX, those kinds of things, it doesn't come into the space. At first it was a lot of complaints, and I feel like it's kind of simmered out. We're all students, we all have ID cards, so the only people who would have a real issue with it are people who probably shouldn't be in the Stude. But there's definitely been some pushback. It's been frustrating for myself as well and for staff when we have a really busy event and there's a really long line outside the Stude because people are waiting to get their IDs scanned.
Over time, students have begun to realize that the more card scanning is working for us rather than against us.
The checking the more cards kind of is a little loose at times, which is fine, but it means that a lot of people from other schools could be coming. But honestly, it doesn't really bother me. But I haven't been to that many Stude parties. I've been to maybe 3, and I felt pretty safe every time. I didn't think about it, honestly. I can see both sides, but I don't think there's any harm in checking it.
Beyond the more card scanning, Thais spoke with us on further projects she's working on in relation to the university beliefs involvement in Stude parties.
I did meet the new Stude UPD liaison person, who's Officer Houston. I think he was hired this year. A lot of people's complaints previously were that we didn't have a lot of POC representation in the UPD officers that were present at the Stude. So it's nice that he is a younger person of color. I think he's in his 20s or 30s. So it's a much more refreshing presence to have. And I'm also starting next week, I'll be sitting on the Personal Safety Committee, which is a bi-weekly committee with myself and the Stude coordinator, Sam Joseph, where we will talk to UPD about student stuff on campus and the Stude.
Overall, students can rest assured that safety is taken extremely seriously by the Stude staff, students, and administration. As exciting as going out with friends can be, we can all take time to appreciate the thought and effort put into the nightlife of this school. Stay safe, Panthers, and remember to have your mark card on you at all times.
In a world dominated by virtual classrooms and online assignments, students at Purchase College find themselves tethered to the screens, missing out the beauty of a rare November warmth. Despite the campus's rural location, the allure of the outdoors is overshadowed by the constant pull of technology. The challenge is clear: strike a balance between the digital and the natural realms. Despite the merits of a virtual education, there's a fading interest in outdoor activities. Now is the moment to liberate ourselves from the shackles of the bright screens and reconnect with the invaluable lessons of nature has to offer. Alan Tamboya, Purchase broadcast correspondent, delved deeper into this issue, questioning students about their desire for a break from the screens.
In a virtual world, it is not often that students are encouraged to go outside. From classes that are entirely online or asynchronous, to assignments only available on Brightspace, a SUNY-required homework hub, it is not often that students leave their technology behind to explore the outdoors. Do you wish students had more options, like outdoor options, like away from screens?
I so wish so. Like, kids, students, and everyone, we're just inside. You know, back in the good old days, we used to go to the park. We used to, like, you know, chop it up with our friends outside. But I wish there was things outside.
No, because I hate the cold. But, no, I think it would be helpful because, you know, nature does affect you. Like, being in a dorm all day makes you feel gross, and being in a classroom all day makes you feel gross. But I also feel like, oh, yeah, okay. I do think that it would be more helpful if they had more opportunities outside.
Despite the students of Purchase College experiencing a rare November of days charting over 50 to 60 degrees, they are almost forced indoors, making the campus of over 4,000 students a ghost town. Although the option of working outside is available, that invitation is not given near enough. Places like the Purchase Garden are left with dwindling volunteers due to the lack of interest in outdoor activities. Do you think that technology negatively impacts students' mental health?
I mean, I think in some ways it does. I think there's like some benefits to it and like some drawbacks. I think like definitely I feel like lately I've been like on Twitter all the time reading awful stuff about like world events, and that I don't think is good for my mental health. And or like, you know, just kind of doom scrolling on TikTok, like that can't be good.
I think overuse of technology definitely has an impact on students' mental health, for sure.
The challenge lies in finding a balance between the digital and natural worlds. While virtual education has its merits, it's crucial to remember that learning doesn't solely reside within the confines of online platforms and classrooms. And have you noticed a difference with students as they engage more with technology?
I've noticed that students who engage more with technology tend to be more reserved, spend more time on technology than others who do other activities.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like kids really rely on technology, like no one's really learning anymore.
We don't talk to each other. Like, we're all on Instagram. It's harder to make friends, I noticed, and, you know, it's just because we're behind the screen.
I mean, I think in some of my classes that were like on Zoom, I feel like there was less participation and people didn't really care as much because they weren't like physically in the classroom seeing people. Yeah.
With technology advancing and students' mental health and engagement declining, it's more crucial than ever to discover the beauty outside the bright screens and embrace the invaluable lessons that the natural world has to offer. Purchase College, along with a dozen other SUNY schools across New York State, took part in the annual Campus Crunch event. This event, which is held on National Food Day, is designed to encourage healthy eating habits and support local food-based initiatives throughout the state. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Daniel Maloney filed this report.
On Wednesday, October 25th, the Hub hosted Campus Crunch. Campus Crunch is a statewide celebration of local food on SUNY college campuses. Students, faculty, and staff across New York State took a bite out of a New York State-grown apple to affirm their commitment to food that is healthy for people and the planet. Filling your daily diet with more plant-based foods and eating less animal products has a greater impact on the environment than taking shorter showers or switching to energy-efficient appliances or light bulbs. Animal-based foods require large land areas and substantial amounts of water. The processing of meat, transportation and distribution of the product, along with the preparation for consuming, all use large amounts of energy, which create greenhouse gases, which trap heat and contribute to the problem of climate change. Student assistant Ashley Friedman, who identifies as a vegan, spoke passionately on the subject.
I think this school prides itself on being sustainable, but then when you look into a few of the practices, specifically in dining, there's not as many initiatives as there should be. It is pretty easy to get locally sourced food. I know they're trying to. That's what the apples are for, to support the locally sourced food. But yeah, the vegan options, we're trying to up those. Vegetarian options, we're trying to up those and cut back on the school's waste as well.
Organizer Grace Afflebat, who is the Purchase College Sustainability Coordinator, shared some information with us regarding Purchase's dining services company, Chartwell.
I know Chartwell's has their own set of sustainability metrics, and I believe there are provisions on there to include more sustainably sourced food. So hopefully it'll be a ongoing process of including more and more locally sourced ingredients for their menu.
I've been vegan for 5 years, and since I switched, I felt better than I have my whole life. And I also know that food production, agriculture for animal food production is one of the biggest pollutants, not only in the country, but in the entire world. If everybody went vegan, it would cut down carbon emissions and water usage by a ton. And it is also, a lot of doctors think it is better for your health, better for cholesterol, blood sugar. So yeah, I totally think so.
We can all do our part to eat healthy, not only for our own bodies, but also for the environment. Chartwell's has health regulations, freshness obligations, and sustainability goals in place. We hope that they can keep increasing healthy food choices on campus for us and the planet. For those who are interested in learning about a healthy diet that is healthy for the planet, can go to www.un.org and they can look at climate action, food, and climate change, healthy diets for a healthier planet.
To wrap up the fun Halloween weekend at Purchase College, Winston's held a live music for all students to see. Dressing up was encouraged as friends of musicians came out to support their friends who were playing. Live music is a very important part of Purchase College. Purchase Broadcasting correspondent Marissa Mulgrew filed this report.
On Monday, October 30th, the Stewed held the final performance for Student with performances from bands Skipping Rocks, Elephant Parade, Ezra Holloway, and Coy and Whitson's.
I'm a freshman, but I've always loved live music, and coming to the Stewed was just a really cool thing that was offered at the school, and a lot of my friends happen to play here. Like my buddies Tim and Eli are playing tonight, so it's always a fun time. Yeah.
We have groups of friends who come in here every week. The arcade machines, people are really competitive about the scores, and just generally, this is a space where people come together and form their own kind of communities, and that's a really beautiful thing.
Live music is a very important part of life for many students, as it can serve as a way to help with stress during the semester. Being able to see your friends and bands you love perform adds a great environment to the campus.
Whitson's is a really sweet space, it's very DIY and it's all student run, so it makes it really cool to perform. And the crowds are built in because people just come here to hang out, so they hear good music, they just walk in.
It's just really fun. I went to a concert here once, and it was honestly one of the best experiences I've actually had on campus.
I'd say showing up and, for the artists, they work hard to make their play good, and it's good to support them.
I'm from Massachusetts, so when I came down, a very interesting appeal of New York is there's a really interesting art and music scene, and this school just really embodies that super well. So community-wise, yeah.
I think it's a great environment for musicians. There are a lot of musicians that are more talented than I am. It's a good thing because I feel like it makes me a better musician.
As the pandemic is now more controlled, it is great to finally be able to get together in ways like this. Live music was something many people missed while we had to be quarantined, making Whitson's even more appreciated by students.
It was fantastic. It's just good to see
The bands were fantastic and everyone had a great time, making a great conclusion to Student.
Thank you for joining us. This has been Purchase Broadcast Studios.
Study. Thanksgiving is a week away, and I don't want to see any of you guys at home failing. Promise me?